Are there any sort of big mistakes that you've made?
Oh, I've made some enormous blunders. A lot of them have to do with not listening to the lawyers years back.
Okay, I'm not doing my job if I don't ask a follow-up question on that.
Well, the deal is that some of it's fairly well known. Mm-hmm. I mean, I like in '98 tried running things on a volunteer basis, and that failed in part because I didn't assert leadership. These days, I just preemptively go in and get a lawyer pre-spanking, which is less painful than having it after the fact. And so I haven't had a full-on one in some years. But frankly, Jim fixed a lot of things and prevented problems that I had caused. And again, I know I'm good at a few things, not so good at other things. For all of us, hopefully you learn what your strengths and weaknesses are, and then you play to your strengths.
There's obviously funny stuff on Craigslist, and my favorite stuff isn't the sort of the best of Craigslist. It's always in the free column. I was on there a couple days ago, and somebody is trying to give away. You might want to take this down. 20 back issues of a volleyball magazine from the late '90s. There's somebody looking to exchange an executive desk for a pool table, and I'm fairly that seems very of the moment somehow. And there's also someone trying to give away a trampoline, which I'm thinking is maybe a trampoline, only extra dangerous.
That, it may be coincidence, but in Twitter, somebody mentioned someone's grandmother giving away a 14-foot trampoline. And somehow that was a sign of the times, because more and more people are getting on the net and realizing that it's not that hard to use. And the net is for everyone. It's everyone's printing press.
I thought you meant that the trampoline wasn't that hard to use for a second there. There are lots of instructions online.
As I enter my dotage and my bones grow brittle, I'm not going to get on anything like that.
Are there any posts, sort of recent posts or posts over the years that have I mean, of the millions and millions, billions probably, are there any that have stuck with you as particularly memorable?
This is an old one, and it's still in best of, but years ago, someone posted a job ad for someone else to take the CPA ethics test for the poster.
How do you, I mean, there's also some unpleasant stuff on there. I mean, do you take that personally? Whether it's, I mean, how do you feel about that?
I do take anything bad in any regards happening on the thing personally, good and bad. Before coming here, I was chatting with someone who was looking for help with an ad, because these folks are barely scraping by. They, like the wife was trying to do some part-time web design, and that was it's not fun to hear, except that we're helping a little bit. And then we listen to our community in terms of some of the bad stuff that happens, like the scammers, particularly for overseas, just won't give up. On the other hand, particularly in our political discussion board, in our pets discussion board, there are people bickering with each other all the time. And we have people who will post really ugly things, sometimes racist, because they know that it will get a rise from people, and they just keep doing it. And some of them have learned how to bypass our defenses. We'll get smarter about it, but this stuff really bothers me. There's also spam, which bothers a lot of people.
You know, community is really hard to build. There are all sorts of activists and campaigns and businesses that are trying to build community online, and there are a whole lot of empty rooms on the internet. Your community sort of grew accidentally, but are there lessons that you have in that? Lessons for activists or social entrepreneurs who want to build something?
Again, I'm not an activist. I'm more like the Forrest Gump of the internet. I at one point thought I was the Paris Hilton of the net, but the deal is that we just have done things following through with values like treating people like you want to be treated, and we did something useful and simple and fast.